Pisces, my beautiful Pisces, I feel like you've been loving quietly, hoping quietly, and maybe even hurting quietly. This reading is here to gently open up what's been hiding in your heart and reveal what is really unfolding in your love life right now. So, this is for all placements of Pisces, even if you just found yourself here. Just hang on. The reading may resonate with you. That happens a lot. Why? Because I read through my spirit guides. And if your spirit guides feel like you need a message, they're going to nudge you here. So trust that. So, Pisces, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called the Celtic Cross for you. And this is what I call a special love reading. And what I'm doing is I'm really doing these readings for the signs that intuitively are calling to me, and you are calling to me. So we will give Mother Mary the honor of opening up your reading. We're going to use the crystal vision to clarify and go deeper. And for the main spread, which I'm doing the Celtic cross here, we're going to use the light seer. So I'm going to bring the lid down, and I say, let's get right into the reading. I've been feeling this one. Like, I've been feeling a need to do this reading. So let's start with Mother Mary. And everything is always pre-shuffled, but I do like to give it a shuffle with you here. So, Mother Mary, for those here who may need comfort, well, herring came out. Oh, interesting, because I just said for those who need comfort, and boom, this comes out. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open to caring for myself, others, and the world. I feel like we were heard. Immediately, we were heard. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Give it one more. I always say one more and then do another. Okay. So, that is your message from Mother Mary. And I have to say, it's like she responded instantly, reminding you that heaven does care for you. Care for yourself. All right, so we're going to use the light seers for the Celtic cross. And there are different positions. And as I lay them, I'll let you know what they are. Going to give them a quick cut. All right, so number one is current energy. And it can relate to a lot of different things, but it is the current energy right now. Number two is what crosses that. So, what is helping that or maybe hurting it? We're going to just put that right over it. Number three, we're going to what I call the crown. Like what crowns this reading. But this is really, the position is called the subconscious mind. And then we're going to the past. And then with that, we are now going to the conscious minds. So these are the things you are aware of or very soon will be. And then we're going to the near future, which mirrors the past, by the way. Doesn't have to mirror it though. It just does in this reading. And then you, all about you. The external influences or external noise, your hopes and your fears. I hope it is your hopes that come out, and then your final outcome. However, I want to remind you that you can always change that final outcome if it's not what you desire. And I'm sure the reading will let you know how. So, Try to tune in with your intuition and not your expectations. And just relax. I like to put the cards down because I like the mystery. So, let's begin. Current energy. And again, this is love. The moon. How interesting. Your major arcana. The moon. It's almost like the energy is calling to you. Be present, Pisces. Be present. Be present. I have a feeling there's a reason. And your major arcana can talk about a few different things. It can talk about the uncertainty, and I feel like when it talks about uncertainty, it's usually a fear. Like, I don't move forward because I don't know what lies ahead. But remember, you're the creator. But it's also very dreamy energy. So let's see if it crosses it. Wow. It's not crossing it. It's your benefit. This is your destiny. How interesting is coming over your major arcana, the wheel. To me, it feels like it's time for something, whether it be something new. Let's just say what I'm feeling feels like divine timing. And because it's your destiny, I wouldn't be surprised if there are, for some of you, like predestined love in here. But we'll see. So, this is not here to hurt. This is here to elevate. This is here to get you ready. It's telling you, you have the power to make that wheel spin. So let's go to the crown. Strength card. Interesting. Number one card, Leo. No, it doesn't have to be Leo because this is really your energy. This is, I feel like for many, interesting how I felt like some were dealing with hurt in the, of the heart. Strength card is really about getting to know yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly. And when you think of your major arcana, it does deal with also the shadow side. It's not something we should run from. It's something we should know. And that's what you're learning in the strength card. That's why this person is half woman, half lion, with a beautiful little gentle lamb on her lap. It's like she took her heart out. I need to heal myself, heal my heart. 8, a new beginning. Also the number of infinity. She's actually got the tattoo right there. Some of you may relate to that tattoo. I feel like when I point out certain things, it's because some of you have that. But I love this for you because, number one, I know taking that deep look within, I know it's not easy. But it is a necessity. If like, especially if you're on a spiritual journey does require that you know yourself, that you're honest with yourself. But that's exactly what it's showing. And then the wheel starts moving. So let's see why the strength card's even here. And I have a feeling it has something to do with the past. Queen of Cups. Interesting. Looks like she's connecting to above. Some of you may not have felt like you may have been trying to connect, trying to find your answers. And, all of a sudden I feel like there's a lot of external noise and it was hard for me to like truly tune in. And that may be part of the lesson was learning how to tune in even when there is like all this external noise. I often feel the Queen of Cups is someone who's very open to love. She's got her hands wide open. And I have a feeling this is more about timing than anything. I feel like something you've been learning is how to live around lower vibrational energy and higher vibrational energy. It's almost like you become the bridge. To some of you, this may speak about something that you end up doing, like you are the bridge. Okay, well, let's go to the conscious mind. Hello, Ace of Pentacles. Take it. I'll take it for you. Not that I want it. I accept it for you. I love this image because it shows this pentacle with the roots. And that's what I feel this Ace of Pentacles is all about. It's about something, number one, it means something coming into your physical world. It's not a wish. It may have been a wish, but it is the arrival of it. So it may start as a seed. No wonder the wheel is like ready to spin. And if you feel like, and listen, your spirit guides or divine, they're not looking for perfection because they know they'll never get it from us, right? We were born imperfect. And it truly is about like finding ourselves again. So there is zero judgment. So don't worry about that. I don't know why I'm saying that. Somebody must be worrying about that. But again, this ace, if we nurture it, it will just grow and blossom. Or we can just let it dry up and die. It's really up to us. The ace comes in no matter what. It's what do we do with it? But let's go to your future, your near future. Wow. It's like you are taking that ace and look at this. That single ace is now 10. Like tenfold. That's beautiful. This is the house of abundance. This is a love reading. But also remember, like, the love of oneself, the love of what you do. But I never feel you're alone in this energy, nor the Ten of Cups. I feel like there's someone else enjoying this time with you. And I do feel like the Ten of Pentacles, to me, is a very loyal energy. It is a house that takes root. It's abundance. It can certainly be collaboration. Some of you may be working from home and loving every moment of it. Or maybe you haven't begun yet. Maybe you're waiting for that wheel. And I feel like it's waiting for is, let me put it this way. The Strength card, when you're willing to do that type of, let's call it shadow work, there's a reward at the end of the day. And you truly receive the badge of courage. You never lose that. These are gifts that you are gaining along the way. And it's coming from your strength. What might have felt like a weakness now becomes your strength. So look at that. The 8, a new beginning. Also infinity, as above, so below. The Ace of Pentacles, I'm coming into your physical world. The Wheel, over your major arcana. Connecting the Queen and the Ten of Pentacles together. Unless this Queen is someone of your past, but I don't know why I'm not picking it up that way. I feel like this is you in the past. And maybe you were giving like letting divine know, right? I want loyalty within a partner. I want someone that I can count on no matter what. That's what the Ten of Pentacles gives you. Again, there's not perfection in that house. But if there are any issues, they work it out together. I also love this energy for collaboration, like two partners who will support each other come hell or high water. You took that ace and you tenfolded it. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's what it feels like. Like, hello, ace. And then boom, now you have 10 of them. Listen, it all started with you. The credit goes to you. So let's look at you now. Ah, another ace, the Ace of Swords. And just look at her image. It's like she's receiving downloads, epiphanies, ideas, direction. She's hearing her guides. Back here, I felt like not so much. I was having a hard time to connect, to truly know. But here, oh, you're connecting. Some of you, this is yet to be. And that may be why I said in the very beginning, because judgment didn't come out, but I said it anyway. Like, I feel like you're being called to the present moment. Well, there's probably some downloads, epiphanies coming your way. You know, this could also be telepathic communication, connecting to a soulmate. Interesting. All right, let's go to, and by the way, I am going to come back and use the crystal vision. So we will go deeper because this spread is really quite quick. And you know me. I mean, I could just leave it the way it is, but I like to go deeper. So let's look at the external Two of Wands. Simply making that choice. That's what it feels like. I'm simply making a decision here. But in the Two of Wands, you kind of already have. Look at this one wand against the wall. It's like this wand is not coming along for the ride. Look at you. Globe, a map. This is a sense of adventure. What lies out there. So instead of fear, like I'm fearful of what lies out there. I'm fearful of the unknown. Something has changed. Because now I feel like you're ready. Let's go. And how beautiful for many of you. Okay, maybe all of you. It's like spiritual guidance, but you're feeling it. And if you're not feeling it yet, you may still be back here, but that's okay. Like, I'm not saying that out of judgment. Each in their own time. This ace, I don't feel like goes anywhere because I feel like it is almost like a gift because of the hard work you've done, because you were willing to look within. And your guides are responding. All right, let's go to your hopes and fears. Interesting. The King of Cups, where we have the Queen of Cups in the past. Boy, is he your hope or is he your fear? Well, let's go to the final outcome and find out. Justice. Some of you are cutting ties. But listen, it's not because you don't want to. Some of you feel like you have to. Like, I do feel that some feel just what I said when I opened the reading, how I felt that some of you have been loving quietly or hoping quietly and even hurting quietly. Well, justice, it's about making you whole again. It's about you finding balance. So that sword, just like this courage or this badge of courage, the sword is also a gift. And that gift is to use to cut energetic ties to anything or anyone who's just no longer, I don't know, no longer aligned. Aligned is what I just heard. So interesting that this king falls under both your hopes and fears. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Ten of Wands. Look at that. You know, I feel like this is one of the best images of the Ten of Wands. Because this person, you can see the path that they've just walking down. They're leaving. And they're taking only what they can carry. Because they don't care about the rest. They once lived on this mountain. There's nothing left. Nothing left. I can't sustain myself on this mountaintop anymore. So I gotta leave. This person hasn't given up on life. But they know it's time to go. It's time for an adventure. She is heading towards a new mountaintop. She just doesn't know where yet. But you know, sometimes I feel like the energy can feel that difficult that I don't even care where I'm going. I just want to go. This speaks of a period of time of heavy responsibilities. We could also talk about relating to love, especially with your beautiful hearts, the tendency to put the responsibility of a relationship on your shoulders. We can only do that for so long. I feel like you're not doing it anymore. And this may be what some of you really had to overcome. Even leaving can be hard. But I feel there's excitement in her heart. I feel like she is in the Two of Wands. And that one being left behind, that makes sense, especially with justice here. So someone is not coming along for the ride. Or let's say someone may not be written into your destiny, but someone is. And I feel like that's where we're heading. All right, let's bring out the crystal vision. And I do have the clarifying love situations ready. I may use them at the end. Many times they carry their own beautiful little messages, but they always relate back to the reading. And this is why I do the reading in this way. The way I look at it is like Mother Mary is layer 1, main spread layer 2, clarifiers layer 3, the love clarifying situations layer 4, or the romance angels. Who knows? We might bring them out, bring both of them out. But let's go ahead and begin. So well, that didn't take long. I'm going to start in the current position. And interesting, we have the Four of Cups, but in reverse. So the Four of Cups, but let me do it this way. Not my favorite image of the Four of Cups, to be honest. Because the Four of Cups speaks about discontentment or boredom within your emotional world. But there is a cup coming in. But how beautiful that it's coming over your will, your destiny. this cup, and the reason why I don't like this image as much is normally you'll see a cup coming in and you can tell it's coming from the hand of divine. And I feel like that allows us to trust it. But this really is about using your spiritual discernment. It's reverse. I feel like here comes the cup. Here comes the cup. All right. I want to see if anything else wants to come out with that before we move on. Interesting. The two swords in reverse. Boy, I had to check, make sure my deck is in the upright. Okay, that's beautiful news. Two swords in the upright. Definitely fear-based. This person has a blindfold on. There's something they don't want to face. They need to face it. I mean, they don't have to. But I feel like the longer we wear the blindfold, the bigger the problem seems, the bigger the monster feels. And then we take off that blindfold, and we're like, wait a minute. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like letting go of the fear. Taking off that blindfold. It's showing you doing it. And what I also love is this really is representing that there is nothing that you need to fear. And there is no reason to wear that blindfold moving forward. You know, some of you may be cutting ties with someone, and granted, it probably isn't easy, but I feel like if you are, you're doing it because, well, I feel like you know you deserve love of a higher vibration. Because don't forget, there's different levels of love. Definitely lower vibrational love. We've all been there. I know I have. And then I feel like each one is a stepping stone to the next. Each one teaching us something. And, you know, this is the way I look at it. We're either the teacher or the student. Well, I don't feel like you're teaching. Or maybe you tried. But whoever you're trying, you know, to uplift, let's say, spiritually, didn't buy it. That's okay. It's okay. You know why? They probably weren't your person anyway. There feels like there was something to learn from them. And that's why the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like, is coming in. All right. The Five of Pentacles. The Nine of Cups. And the Seven of Swords. Or of Wands, I'm sorry. So, let me stop for a second. You know, I get the sense that I feel like this is very few of you, but I do feel like there's a few where the thought, like, how do I tell someone that I'm done when I break their heart? But the thing is, I feel like they're not giving you really what you deserve. They're not loving you in the way, well, what feels like divine wants you to experience. Like real love, true love, love that supports each other. The Nine of Cups, some of you becoming single. The Nine of Cups is inner harmony. And that's why the Two Swords is in reverse. The Four of Cups is in reverse. You are finding this inner harmony. And then it's fulfillment of wishes. Well, I'll take that ace as a wish being granted. And I feel like for some of you, There could be a connection you're in right now, and there may be a lot of back and forth. Um, I just get the sense of someone not meeting your expectations. However, I don't feel like your expectations are, you know, difficult. And I feel like it's also saying if you know, like if you're connected to someone, let's say someone like kind of left you hanging on the hook, they come in and out of your life, that has to drive you mad. But, and then you decide that's enough, I'm done. Do I then tell them or do I just end it? I feel like here is saying the best course is just for you to move forward, especially if this is someone who goes quiet on you, like they just go silent. You got to know you deserve better. You have to know that. Your guides know that. I know that. And listen, I've been there. So when I say this, I'm not judging, but I really want you to know that. Like you deserve the Ten of Pentacles. You deserve inner harmony, but you have to demand it. And I don't mean demand it like from another, demand it within yourself. Like, enough is enough. You weren't happy anyway. I can see that. And I know that's not everyone's story. Um, but I do feel like it's many. Well, anyways, the Nine of Cups. It's about fulfillment of wishes. And the wishes you earned. Like you earned these. You earned what's coming next. I feel like pay attention to your thoughts, to epiphanies, ideas, even like simple little things where, you do something the same every day, but then something tells you to take a different course, a different direction, and you do. And lo and behold, you meet someone. And some of you may already know who it is, but it's like, hey, or this is someone who's brand new. Hi, my name is Pisces. What's your name? Like, that's what will happen. I know it. I feel like what your guides are saying, this reading feels like it's about enjoying your life, enjoying yourself, your gifts, like being proud of who you are and getting rid of that external noise, those naysayers, you know, those who aren't loving you in the way you deserve. But you do have to demand that. Again, I feel like demand feels like a strong word. Let me put it a different way. You have to know who you're waiting for. And is it worth the wait? Or will just happen again? Because that is what I'm feeling. I may be able to look at this situation and say to myself, this lesson has been about leaving, has been about self-respect, self-integrity. I have to know that I'm a prize. I'm not something you sit on a shelf and forget about. And those who put you on that shelf and forget about it, I feel like your guides are being very clear. But that is free will. Remember that. It can't make you. And that's, I feel like, why they're saying you can have this inner harmony. And that will open the door to new blessings. And by the way, when you have inner harmony, when you feel balanced, I guarantee you what comes in next will also be balanced. Wherever you're at, that's what must meet you. It just is. All right, let's pick this up. Let's keep going. So, what do I want to look at? You know, let's look at the Queen of Cups. Even though for the majority of you, I do feel like it's you. Let's go ahead and look. Oh my. The Knight of Cups. Look at that in reverse. Interesting. Who's reading? I think it was Gemini's, where they got the same thing. Love. But it's blocked. That's an unexpected couple fulfillment. But it's telling you don't expect it. Not from the past. And by the way, I'm not leaving off the table that someone new coming in can also be someone of the old, but not this energy. When I say that, like someone of the past may be coming back, I want to be clear. I would never, ever suggest to anyone that if someone is abusive or a narcissist or has a habit of ghosting you, why do I want to give him my time? And Spirit's putting in my head right now, this is your life. This is your destiny. And you get to create your destiny. You create your destiny. So even though love feels blocked of the past, it's not going to stay that way. I almost feel like your guides, it feels like protection all of a sudden. Like I feel like you I don't know why I always say I feel like your guides are telling me. For some of you, it's protection. Why? Because it would just be a repeat pattern. It's like a karmic loop. And who knows, it may have been a karmic lesson. And the lesson here is when to say no more. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's look at the strength card. This is the unconscious mind. And I feel like for some of you, it's like your soul has been healing the human part of you. But now the human part of you is catching up. The Two of Pentacles. Oh, it's like a question. Will you or won't you? Two of Pentacles is called the Juggler's card. And it could certainly mean that. Something happening when you have a lot of balls up in the air. Do I want to add another ball? Can I even do that? I honestly feel like it's more about using your logical mind. Or let me put it a different way. This must be talking about the Ace of Pentacles. So what I would ask is this going to enhance my life or deplete my life? Because you're receiving these epiphanies, trust your intuition. Try not to second guess it. And I know that's not easy. But I feel like that is what it's saying. Okay, so let's go up to the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords, the Nine of Wands. Interesting. It's like we have two people in reflection, but they're reflecting in different ways. I feel like for you, you've been reflecting on really what, like, let me put it a different way. I feel like what you're saying to yourself is, don't I deserve more? And the answer is yes. And I feel like the other person who I feel like you're eventually going to be with, I feel like they're reflecting in a way of, and by the way, you may also be doing the same because many times true love will mirror each other. So in the Nine of Wands, it's all about the lessons and what I've overcome and how I have grown. And this is my spirit warrior. This is my spirit warrior. Page of Swords can be, Page can be younger energy. So it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We do have Libra right there. But then again, again, I want you to forget the signs. Um, unless it is that for you. So Page can be again younger energy, but can also be what's in the atmosphere. So the Page of Swords would talk about communication. We have the Queen of Wands right in between. She's in reverse. Dang it. Dang it. I don't want her to be in reverse. All right. I want to ask why she's in reverse. Why'd the Queen of Wands just come in reverse? Reason why I don't like her in reverse, not that that makes her a bad person. It just means it's someone who's not following her passion. Because this queen is someone who's very good at following, you know, whatever stirs my heart and asking for permission later. Like, but it's in reverse. So why is the Queen of Wands in reverse? Well, the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Interesting. I feel like this king has a little bit of a story to tell. I feel like this king, by the way, male or female, or let me put it this way. I know I have men watching, I have women watching, I have same sex couples watching. And what I would say in a reading is just put yourself where you feel you fit, male or female. But, anyways, let's get back to what I feel like this king wants to tell us. I feel like this king is saying, that they're passionate about you. I do feel like some of you know who this king is. Now, this could also be past lives, though. So remember that. Sometimes it's past lives, but there's still familiar energy, right? Your souls know each other. But I get this sense of, like, they may have asked you out before, and you may have turned him down. But I don't feel like you turned him down because of them. feel like it was situational, almost like you dated their best friend. So I had to turn you down. And I'm not even sure that this king professed their feelings because maybe you didn't even know. Maybe you didn't even know. Huh. All right. I want to look just a little deeper at that, please. Nine of Swords, worry, but unnecessary worry. That's the meaning of the card. You know what I feel? I feel like someone wants to reach out, but they're worried that you'll turn them down. I love the King of Pentacles in the upright. And I literally do. My guy is the King of Pentacles. But that's not why I love the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles to me, which makes so much sense with the Ten of Pentacles here, is someone who is very loyal, truly. And I already know, so I'm going to be like, well, not my King of Pentacles. Well, they may not have been in the upright. Because that is what they learn. Not every king is going to accept the lesson. But anyway, this to me feels like definitely someone that you can count on. It's interesting how I kept saying the word quiet when I was opening your reading. That's what I feel like this king has been. Quiet. Quiet. But my heart knows what my heart wants. My heart knows what my heart wants. And they're worried that you may shut them down. I feel like this king wants to give you everything. Everything. I feel like this king, my God, they want to call you their queen. Like, I feel their energy. And I feel their worry. And I have to say, of all the kings, the one who would worry the most about being shut down is the King of Pentacles. King of Cups would be like, oh, well, I'll be on to the next one. But this king doesn't make a move unless he truly means it. And again, I know some of you doubt with the, let's just put it this way, forget about the sign. Because it's their energy that I'm reading. Okay. But listen, I do feel like something turns around because I feel like you and this king are creating the Ten of Pentacles. And by the way, this is your near future. This isn't way off somewhere in the distance. Near future. Well, I love how they just floated right out. Three of Swords. Interesting with the Lovers. And I'm looking at the Ten of Cups. Or I'm sorry, the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you have known him in a loving way before. And maybe they've never gotten over you. I don't know why, but I feel like you don't know this. I just feel like you don't know this yet. The Lovers, head over heart decision. No doubt. We know that because we have a couple places where it's up to you. With the Lovers, the chemistry. It is connected to the Three of Swords, though. Doesn't naturally mean that it's because of the lovers. Okay. So it is because, boy, I feel like this king's heart aches for you. But why don't you know it? Like, I just don't feel like you know it. But I feel the ache for you. I can't help it. I just don't feel like you know it. All right, well, let's keep moving. And I'm going to pick this. I feel like leaving the rest out. For some of you, this king may know that, at least for a while, your heart might have felt like it belonged to another. Yet, in the same breath, I'm feeling, well, I mean, the Knight of Cups tells us everything, like what wasn't expressed. Justice in reverse, interesting, over the Ace of Wands. Justice as the final outcome. Does that mean that you use that sword? And by the way, justice doesn't always mean like you're cutting physical ties, especially if you're connected to someone who goes into non contact. It's hard to cut that physical tie, right? Because they're here and they're gone. But energetically, you can cut that tie. And I kind of feel like that's what it's saying right now. The Four of Pentacles over the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is really you looking at your future in a way of all that can be. So you're not putting restrictions upon it. You're getting excited about the potential. Four Wands, or Four Pentacles to me, is about the foundation. And I do feel like it's so important for any love relationship to start on a strong foundation. It almost guarantees, if it's real love and our foundation is strong, we can get through just about anything together. And you may even be saying that. I don't want someone who doesn't have a strong foundation themselves. And that may be faith based, spiritually based, or even financially based, or all the above. Like, I don't want to teach love. I just want to be loved. I don't want to have to teach someone how to love. I just want love. This king knows that. The unknown card, and in reverse, over the king. King of Cups. Who, a lot of times I feel like if we get like multiple kings or queens, that they're like different versions of you. Here, I definitely feel the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups, two totally different people. For some of you, this King of Pentacles has seen the way the King of Cups has treated you. And that may be what breaks their heart. I wouldn't do that. I could never do that to her or him. Never. If I get the opportunity to hold them, I'm never going to let them go. It makes sense that we get the unknown card over this king, because this king, I feel, is the one who's in and out, up and down. I want you, I don't want you. But guess what, king? I no longer want you. The end. What? That's right. The end. Well, we got quite a bit, but we're going to take them. So now I'm looking at the final outcome. Hello, Ace of Wands. Hello, Passion Ignited. Hello, Heart Chakra being activated. And it may have been some time. This is action oriented also. The Death card. Card of Scorpio. But it is about transformation. It's about what's ending and then what's beginning. The Death card says, don't fear me. Yes, sometimes I am the ending. But I promise you, a new door will open. We already see the new door. The Devil. Card of Capricorn. But that does speak about temptations. And then look at you. There you are again. You know what I feel like? I feel like there was a period of time with the Devil's energy here, unless it's a Capricorn for you. But even that feels like, because it's following the Death card, that's the door you're closing. But I feel for the majority of you, this is talking about like energy that tempted you towards it. You know, the Devil, and that's what it's called, is great at casting illusions. And sometimes those illusions that you're stuck or that no one will love you. And that is just not the truth. We have the person who wants to love you dearly. Not only that, but you take this king, you have this Ace of Pentacles. It creates the Ten of Pentacles. It brings out the lovers. And it's all connected to your will, your destiny. And I feel like what this is saying is, do not beat yourself up. We all get tempted to lower vibrational energy. You know, and the lower vibrational energy, I feel, is just someone who doesn't, well, they consciously may, I don't know, like, I get this sense of, do I want to dedicate myself to one person for the rest of my life? And it feels very hard for them. That is their issue. And that is their choice. And there's not a lot we can do about that. But what we can do is say, I'm not willing to wait around. I'm not your play toy. I deserve real love. And if you can't give it to me, that's okay. Because I know there's someone out there who can. So just free me. Free me. But the truth is, you have to free yourself. Because I get this sense of they won't free you. Because they like having you on that shelf. But you don't want to be on that shelf. And this king, no way in hell they do that. I know it. I feel it. They are the lovers. with you. I know it. I feel it deeply. And it's like when you choose you over anyone else, the world becomes your oyster. The world starts to show you these beautiful blessings. The world starts to show you what true love looks like, especially love that wants love back. I feel like this king, yeah, romance is fun. That's the problem. It's fun. They're not taking it seriously. And I almost feel like I don't want to talk about them anymore. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I just want to talk about this king. So I'm going to ask our guides if there's any other messages. Hello, reversal of the tower. Wow, how interesting. Where I felt judgment, judgment now comes out. Judgment is your spiritual team, and they're calling you to the present moment. Judgment speaks of a rebirth in love. I would not be surprised if we have some past life love here also. Because this rebirth may be the next, like in this lifetime, from last lifetime to this lifetime. And I just get this sense from as long as I've been reading and connecting with my guides that our soul looks for these adventures. Like, I do feel our soul is like, I don't want it to be perfect when I go down there. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to expand. And that comes through sometimes difficult lessons. But listen, if you overcome them, look how strong that makes you. It's like your spiritual team is saying, especially with the tower in reverse, like you don't have to worry about that. Whoa. Someone just like sped up their tires. Boy, I have a feeling someone who's watching, you heard you probably didn't hear in my computer. For some reason, you can't hear the outside noise with this microphone. Um, but someone just like revved up their engine right in front of my house. So I just have a feeling you heard the same noise, not here, at your place. And if you did, then know this reading is for you. But look at judgment coming out, telling you there's nothing to fear. There won't be a tower here. So that means to me the chances are this is who you will spend the rest of your life with. Judgment is right there by the lovers. Judgment, your spiritual team. They're proud of you. They're proud of what you've overcome. And they understand that sometimes we get stuck in people's webs. But I'm here to help you. Again, I feel that energy of the bridge. Like you're bridging lower vibration to high vibration. And maybe I wouldn't have known the difference if I didn't have that low vibration. Can you imagine? And I don't know, I'm sure there's someone out there who's never got their heart broken. I don't even know if I'd want to be with them, to be honest. Because I feel like it's through sometimes our pain is where we really sometimes drop down to our knees and start seeking the light. This king knows what it's like to get their heart broken. This king is longing for you. And that's that. And judgment is backing me up, your spiritual team. I say backing me up, but it's really from them. All right, one more. Okay, I'm just going to ask anything else. about victory and success. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Interesting because that means you're making an emotional choice, but it may be on a very chaotic day. 7 of Cups does talk about like chaos, but there's a cup. There's more than one cup, and you're choosing. Knight of Wands. Follow your true passion. Let it begin with you. As you evolve, so does your life. As you believe that you deserve higher vibrational love, and you're willing and able to give as well as receive, then it's going to happen. This is passion rushing in. Follow your passion, but your true passion. All right, let's go ahead and actually, I'm going to pick these up and let's bring out. Part of me wants to bring out the romance angels, but I want to clean the table up a little bit first. All right, well, let's do the clarifying love situations, and I think I will bring the romance angels out. Let's give them a cut. Okay, that's too much. But they're all face up, so I want to take a few from there. All right. Well, let's start with what's face up. Magic within. Create space for personal growth and self-discovery. Magic within. And we're in the year of the alchemist. We are all the alchemists this year. And the magic that you have within. Temporal bonds. In the realm of flighty bonds, true connections waver but endure. So it's definitely recognizing that flighty bond from this king. But it's also recognizing the true love and how it can endure. And I feel like I said something like that. All right, last but not least, I really had no plan of bringing out the romance angels, because I wanted to use the clarifying love situations, but something is telling me to bring them out. Well, it's my guides. I always say something, but I know it's my guides. Our guides. So I was just corrected. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Hello. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Get the hell out of here. Hello, true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. This is a romance of a lifetime. This is true love. I feel like I even said that. And that's the king that was connected to the ace, that turned into the 10 of pentacles, that turned into the lovers. Worth waiting for. But let me tell you something else. Divine timing is at work in our love life. The one thing you want to remember, it's not always about us waiting on divine, like, come on, divine. Sometimes divine is waiting on us, waiting for us to make that final decision because you have free will. And that's the one thing that can't be crossed. God can cross it, but spirit guides can't. True love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Amen, amen, amen. Now I know why I was guided to bring out the romance angels. This is like the cherry on top, but this is the truth. This is the truth. Pisces. What a reading. I know I say that all the time, but I feel it every time. Oh, boy. I pray that you receive this for those who need it. But I also trust in divine that whoever needs it, it's going to show up in its divine timing. And what I mean by that, let's say, like, I'll probably put this out tomorrow, which is Thursday. But maybe it doesn't reach you till Sunday. Don't worry about that. Maybe it doesn't reach you for 6 months. That's still your divine timing. I thank your guides. I thank you. I love you. And I want you to have this. I really do. So I thank you for your time. And I thank you for your trust. I'll see you next time at our table. I cannot wait to read your comments. And I hope you share them. And I feel it. And by the way, I have noticed that there are guys commenting and there are women commenting. And I have noticed that I don't know if people read other people's comments. Well, you do because you give them likes. Um, but my God, I feel like in the comment section, I just feel like there's going to be a connection. Is it this reading that is going to happen? I don't know. I always feel that. And I always feel like I should say that, but then forget to say that. So interesting, I've remembered in your reading to say that. Because you may just be each other's perfect partner. You never know. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.